Another area of importance is the way the program stores pricing information. Clicking on the Procurement tab and then selecting Contracts opens the Contract Summary page. The Contract Summary screen lists all the contracts that have been entered for an organization. Contracts have a start and end date and must be approved by the organization before they go into effect. Clicking on the contract number will take the buyer to the detailed pricing for that contract. Pricing can be a discount off of list, a market basket of actual contract pricing, or a combination of both. When populating price onto an order, the program selects the lowest price available between a buyer and a supplier. This section of the demo describes the process for creating an order. Clicking on the Home tab on the navigation bar at the top of the page will give the buyer access to the Create Order button. This link can also be found on the Order Summary screen. Clicking this button takes the buyer to the header of an order. The items with the red asterisks are fields that are required to be filled in before an order can be created. The type of order is defaulted to purchase order. Using the drop-down lists that the program populates from the login, choices can be made as to the supplier, the requester of an item, the freight carrier and method, and any predetermined PO text. Third-party freight numbers and default bill to and ship to addresses are preloaded for convenience. The required date is very important as this field will be used for reporting purposes when determining the on-time shipping performance of suppliers. Once all fields are completed, clicking on the Create button at the bottom of the page creates the header of the order and assigns it the next number available in a predefined sequence. The third-party shipping number is now visible. There are two options for adding parts to the purchase order. If the part number is known, click on the Add Item by Part Number button. Choose the catalog where the part is located. In this case, we will use the Item Master. Type in the part number 0110141 and the quantity desired. Click on the Add Items button at the bottom of the page and then close this window. That item has now been added to the order. The yellow detail box indicates that account values are required for this organization. Clicking on that box will allow the buyer to add that information. Choose one option from each drop-down list and then click Update. Another way to add a part to an order is to utilize the search function at the bottom of the page. Clicking on the radio button to the left of the Item Master designates the catalog to search. Typing in hex space bolt into the keyword search field and clicking on search will bring back all the items in the Item Master with the words hex and bolt in its description. To add a part, click on the box to the right-hand side of the screen under the heading of Add. Then fill in the quantity to be ordered. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and click on the button Add Items to Fastener PO Demo 346. Yellow boxes on the page indicate required information is missing. Click on the detail box to add the account values as we did previously. Clicking on the Release button at the bottom of the page sends this order to the supplier. When an item is physically received in an organization, a receiving entry is required. Clicking on the Procurement tab and then PO on the navigation bar at the top of the page opens the Order Summary page where the buyer can filter for the order that needs to be received. Typing in PO Demo 118 into the order number field will return only that order. Clicking on the shipping box icon to the left of the order number brings up the receiving page. The program automatically fills in the receive date and received by information directly from the login. Lines can be partially or fully received. Enter the quantity received and the bill of lading number in the boxes provided. Clicking on the Update button at the bottom of the page will record the receiving information. The addition of receiving information on a purchase order creates a liability to pay for the organization. This is the information that is used to determine the payment amount and date. The scheduled payment date will be calculated by adding the length of the payment term to the received date. The program then sends this payment information to the point-to-point payment manager. Utilizing this process to pay the supplier eliminates the need for companies to process individual supplier payments. Suppliers are notified through a payment notification at the time payments are processed. This notification provides line item detail to the supplier regarding items paid. Paying directly from the purchase order eliminates price discrepancies and the need for suppliers to send invoices. This section of the demo will describe the reporting capabilities of the program. Reports are available for all data stored in the system. Clicking on the Reports tab on the navigation bar at the top of the page drops down a menu of report categories. There are numerous pre-programmed reports available for use. Many of these were designed upon the request of customers and were later found to be so popular that they were standardized. One of the most useful accounting reports is the liability report. Like many of the summary pages on the program, the reporting page gives the buyer many choices for filtering the information returned on a report. For example, to review the liabilities created for the Fasteners Company between April 1, 2006 and April 30, 2006, merely change the default date and choose a supplier from the drop-down list. Clicking the Filter button will return all liability information available for that supplier in the month of April 2006. This report provides line item detail for each purchase. All reports follow the same format and are exportable to Excel so that the information can be customized to the individual. Clicking on the Procurement tab on the navigation bar at the top of the page, then choosing MMS, opens the Maintenance Management Program homepage. Like the process for order approvals, maintenance events also go through an approval process. This program also looks ahead in 3-week time intervals to determine the need to order or reserve inventory required to fulfill all planned and predictive maintenance. Clicking on the Work Order Summary button opens a summary screen where all work orders for the next 3 weeks are listed. To view the details on a work order, click on the order number. The work order provides information to the technician regarding the task to be completed, safety information, procedures to follow, and tools required for the task. The work order also tracks the time required and parts needed to complete the task, which can then be used in costing of the job. Utilizing the breadcrumb line at the top of the page, click on Work Order Summary. This will take you back to the Work Order Summary screen. Click to view archived orders. Work Order 11 has been closed and archived. This work order shows that the event actually took 15 minutes longer than expected. The technician has provided notes explaining this difference. The inventory information also shows that 10 parts are normally required to complete the task. However, in this case, 2 were returned to the storeroom. Note that the program allocated only 8 to this job and adjusted the last 2 back into inventory. Allocated inventory is available for use in the plant but may be staged in a different bin location once it has been allocated to a work order. This covers the primary components and features of Procurement Manager. We appreciate the time you allowed to view it. The demo was intended to provide an overview of the program's functionality and controls. We welcome the opportunity to provide a more detailed demonstration regarding features and functionality and to discuss ways in which Procurement Manager can help you overcome challenges in your organization. Please contact Point2Point at 972-277-5400